This past year, we witnessed one of the greatest seasons a rookie has ever put together. Second overall pick Jaden Daniels burst onto the scene with over 3,500 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, and just 9 interceptions. Slicing him through the air, he had a passer rating of over 100 and threw 69% completions. He was also maybe more deadly on the ground, adding another 900 yards and 6 touchdowns, cementing his rookie season as one of the greatest we've ever seen. And this video is not about him. This video is about the rookie who came before him. He dazzled like Jaden with an incredible mixture of both passing and running talent. Another second overall pick for Washington, another dual threat quarterback. For the few who don't know who I'm talking about, allow me to introduce to you Robert Griffin III.
Everyday hustle like William. Yeah. Everyday hustle like William. I'm charging the chicken just for the verse. Yeah. I get in that kitchen, I could go to work. I go berserk. Yeah. Go out and get it, secure the city, can't sing like the Titanic. Just don't want my free band bandit.
But this video isn't only about him. Another rookie on the same team took over the NFL as he rushed for 1,600 yards and 13 touchdowns. He averaged over 100 yards per game, second only to MVP Adrian Peterson, a 6th-round pick out of Florida Atlantic University, a man who is maybe more of a Batman than a Robin. Give it up for running back Alfred Morris.
You've been so humble all year. What's the scoop with this shirt, man?
I got it because it matched my shoes. So, yeah, I mean, I forget what it said. What it says.
You feel blind from my pure awesomeness?
Oh,
Robert Griffin III and Alfred Morris led the 2012 Washington Redskins. That was weird. Anyway, they led the Washington Redskins to a 10-6 record and a division title. This offense, led by 2 rookies, was 4th in points, 5th in yards, and tied for last in turnovers. How did this offense structure itself to lean on the strengths of its players? And what skills did these 2 rookies have that made this offense so damn good? The backbone of this offense was its run game. They ran the ball at a rate of 52%, which was 2nd in the entire league that year. And the main run that they relied on was the zone run. This run relies on the running back being able to read the gaps quickly, while also being able to cut and get up to full speed, all in a very short amount of time. The relied on these strengths of Alfred Morris to run a zone run scheme to rip big plays and to keep the engine of this offense moving. Here, the are lined up in double tight off of 12 personnel. On 2nd and medium, they ran the ball a lot. The Rams, knowing that the run is coming, have 5 guys on the line and 8 in the box, loading to the strong side of the formation. But the are actually running a weak zone in the other direction, hopefully taking advantage of the lack of bodies the Rams put to the weak side. The general blocking of a zone run concept states that you block the man on the play side of the zone. Since the play is going to the left, everyone is blocking that way, trying to get around the player between them and the play. If there is no one in your gap, play side, your job is going to be to help the player next to you reach their guy by giving them a crack, then making it to the 2nd level to do the same thing to the linebackers so they can make the play. The guy farthest from the play always gets unblocked. To be a good running back in a zone scheme, you need to have great vision, quick processing, then be able to cut quickly and reach full speed. They also need to have good contact balance to make it through gaps that might be a little muddy. As the play starts, all the linemen start running to try to pin their blocks. The backside guard doesn't get his man in time, allowing pressure in the backfield. Also, the defensive end on the play side is doing a great job maintaining outside leverage and not getting washed out of the play against All-Pro Trent Williams. As Alfred is getting the ball, he immediately notices that the edge is sealed off and shifts his focus onto the next gap. Noticing that the guard has the DT pinned inside, he decides to make a quick cut and hit the gap at 1,000,000 miles an hour. By the time he is at the line of scrimmage, he's already at full speed. And with the center reaching the second level and getting to his block, he isn't touched until 20 yards down the field. Here the blocking mostly holds up. But what if everything falls apart? While the blocking was never terrific, that was one of the better jobs by the O-line. Now let's see how Alfred reacts to a total offensive meltdown. This is another zone concept, this time to the strong side out of 21 personnel. While the formation is different, the base concepts remain the same, just this time using a fullback as the lead blocker. At this point in the game, the Saints have consistently had their lunch money taken. And as a kid who's being bullied at school, they're sick of it and want to fight back. They blow up this play pretty much immediately. The tackle fails to pin the end and gets knocked into the backfield. The guard overran the linebacker and is now hitting what I can only describe as a mating dance straight from the animal kingdom, leaving the linebacker waiting in the B-gap. Oh, and the center is square with the defensive tackle while getting driven backwards. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. So when Alfred gets the ball, he sees that the outside is not an option. The end is driving back the tackle, and if he tries to pop it outside, the end can just disengage with the tackle and make an easy tackle for a loss. Then he looks at the next gap, not open either. There's a linebacker waiting in the zone, and if he tries to press it outside the guard, the end can just turn around and make the tackle. Then he shifts his eyes to the next gap over. The center is 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and the one technique has him disengaged, ready to fall on Alfred Morris if he tries to press it. Another no-go. The next gap over, the tackle has successfully reached the 3-tech and has him anchored so he can't disengage. But the end has crashed down into that gap. Not gonna happen. But finally, because the end crashed down too hard, the fullback is able to cut block him and take him out of the play. Even after his own tackle gets knocked into him, he's able to recover and get outside, all the way on the opposite side where the play was originally supposed to go. And with a quick little shimmy, he's able to force bad angles from 2 DBs who try their best to arm tackle him. And to absolutely nobody's surprise, that fails in spectacular fashion as they're unable to bring down the 5'10", 222-pound dense mass that is Alfred Morris. There are plenty of different plays this year that show just how good Alfred Morris was. Here he does a great job of pressing the gap and getting to that second gear right at the line of scrimmage, then laying the boom on this poor man for 4 extra yards. Here he is doing it again in the same game for a touchdown. Alfred Morris was amazing at finding the crease, pressing it, then breaking away at full speed. His excellent bounce through contact meant that he was able to make these decisions and still break away, even if the gap was starting to close around him. There are just so many plays where Morris makes the correct decision, and once he sees it open up, it's like he is shot out of a gun. No, not you, Gil. I forgot you can't mention guns in DC or he shows up. But anyway, once he makes that cut, he is flying. I strongly encourage you to turn on some Alfred Morris rookie highlights. I had an absolute blast watching through his old tape. This run scheme, created by Kyle Shanahan with help from Mike McDaniel, perfectly melded everything great about Alfred Morris. You can even see similar concepts used today with their respective teams in the 49ers and Dolphins. Players like Devon Achane, Jordan Mason, Raheem Mostert, and even Christian McCaffrey have similar traits that make this zone run scheme work. Even prime Todd Gurley, who was in a similar zone run, play action heavy system run by Sean McVay, who just happened to be another football genius on this coaching staff. But this run game also helped set up the pass, mainly the play action. By combining these two elements of the game, it creates a perfect pairing, kind of like peanut butter and jelly or Georgia players in vehicle-related crimes. Out of the 8 games that I tracked, the Redskins ran 227 pass plays that were not either an RPO or a screen. And out of these 227 plays, 92 of them were out of play action for a percentage of 40.53. And if you extend it out to the whole season, they ran play action on 39.9% of dropbacks, a league-leading number. It's also not like they just ran play action for the hell of it. It worked. When using play action, RG3's yards per attempt went up from 8.1, which was first in the league, to an even higher 11.6. His passer rating went from a 7th place finish of 69.4 all the way up to a crazy number that is 116.2. There's no way around it. The play action was their counterpunch, and those hands were rated E for everyone. Now, the Washington Red football command skin team are lined up in double tight formation with wide receivers condensed out of 21 personnel. They line up in this all the time. When you see this condensed formation, you get PTSD from getting run all over. But this time, you're ready for it. The Saints are showing single high coverage with number 27 walking up, showing a blitz. A blitz is a great way to beat play action because play action is a long developing play that usually takes a while for all the offense to get into position. It takes around 3 or 4 seconds, which is an eternity in football terms. But the reason that this play action works so well is it also gets the defense out of position. Here the defense is showing a cover 3 fire zone. In a vacuum, this call does a good job of stopping the zone run. The linebackers can read the gaps and plug them, not allowing for any double teams. And the blitzer can clean up the running back if he decides to cut all the way back. And this is exactly what they do. As the play starts, the linemen all run to the right as they are doing a zone blocking concept. The linebackers read run and move up into the gaps to stop that run. Look at all of the open space that is created with the play action. With this and the condensed formation, it creates a lot of space behind the linebackers and in the schemes. All the quarterback has to do is stand in the pocket and deliver. But with this blitz, that's going to be hard. Since the blitzer is initially committed to the run, it gives RG3 a bit more time to make this throw. But he's going to have to do it with someone in his face. This is where RG3's best skill as a passer shows up, his poise under pressure. His athleticism made him a terrific runner, and we'll get to that, but as a passer, his ability to make the right play made him deadly on both the play action as well as the quick throws underneath. So he steps into this throw while he's being hit and still completes the pass, which then turns into a touchdown. They ran this concept off of play action all the time. I have at least 5 big plays that I charted that were a variation of this play. A play action concept with a deep post or clearing route, then a dig or crossing route underneath to fill up the space in the middle of the field. RG3 puts it a little high, but still gets it underneath the safety and catches the receiver in stride so he can extend the play for 6. Here, RG3 does it again. The Giants are showing a cover 1 man with 8 in the box. The red team have a 2-man route concept dialed up. Leonard Hankerson's at the bottom of the screen, and he's going to run a skinny post. Josh Morgan is at the top, and he's going to run a dig. The play action is going to draw the linebackers in, again, and Josh Morgan runs his route 10 yards right into the vacated space. RG3 hits the throw in stride right as Morgan is breaking on the route. RG3 leads this pass perfectly, and the corner can't make a play on the ball. The deep safety is unable to make a play on the ball either, and this leads to another score. RG3's timing was impeccable. He consistently was able to hit the route before the linebackers could get back and before the safeties could break on the route. This combined with the accuracy and touch meant that he could constantly give receivers chances to turn big gains into even bigger gains. One of the hardest things to do as a quarterback is turn your back to the field, then turn back and have to quickly read the field. Instead of reading the play as it develops, he has to read it a second and a half after the play already has started. So being able to quickly scan the field and rip it is imperative to survive in a play-action heavy offense. We see how the play action draws everyone in, leaving the seams wide open, but RG3 doesn't get to see it until now. The seam is open and he immediately recognizes it and rips it over everyone for a big gain. His great touch means that no one is able to get there and make a play. Too low and the linebackers might be able to get it. Too high and Ed Reed sends this guy to the shadow realm. A little bit of fancy trickery gets this guy wide open, and RG3 got the arm to get it there. He had a rocket and would consistently throw at least 4 shot plays per game and hit at least one of them. That is at least one field-flipping, game-changing play per game. But passing was only half of what RG3 was able to do, and we both know he wasn't known for that. It's time to talk about his ability to run. In his rookie year, RG3 had a then rookie record 815 rushing yards and a league-leading 6.8 yards per attempt. He was deadly efficient with the run, perfecting the ability to run the option and choosing when to scramble. In college, RG3 was a two-sport athlete, as he also ran hurdles for Baylor's track team. Combine this with his 4.41 40 time, and he was a deadly combo of speed and fluidity that maybe 3 quarterbacks have ever been able to replicate. The team formerly known as Prince ran the QB option with deadly efficiency, with RG3 being able to punish a complacent D-end or linebacker by keeping the ball and rushing for what was almost always a first down. The play that they are running right here is an ISO run concept, but with a twist. Instead of the fullback lead blocking for the running back, he's going to try to pin the weak side end inside. RG3's job is to read the end, and if he crashes down to play the run, allowing himself to get pinned by that fullback, RG3 is going to keep it and make a mad dash into space. On this play, the end bites down on the ISO, and RG3 sees that, so he keeps the ball and is already at full speed before he passes the line of scrimmage. That type of burst means it's incredibly difficult for defenses to condense the field around him. With a great block by the fullback, RG3 is able to make his way for a first down and get an extra 18 yards until the safety knocks him out of bounds. His athleticism was truly punishing. It is 3rd and 1, and the Giants send a blitz to try to stop the run. The entire O-line steps right, and it has everyone flying in that direction. A general rule for defensive linemen and linebackers is that the offensive line will tell you the direction that the play is going. And as this ball is being handed off, it looks like they are right. But RG3 sees the DN squeeze the edge, trying to make the play at the line of scrimmage. In his mind, RG3 is thanking the Lord because he knows, and everyone knows, that if he gets this much space to work, he is taking the top off the defense. He makes a couple of guys miss and gets pulled down for a 35-yard gain on what was 3rd and 1. Here, the Not Commanders are running a pretty standard QB draw. RG3 uses his abilities to slip past an ankle tackle and is now going full speed towards the end zone. He will not be denied 6 as he lowers his shoulder for the hit stick and a touchdown. This offense was deadly, but it wasn't perfect. There were a couple times this season that they just couldn't seem to get things going. The Steelers neutralized their attack the best, and they did it with a pretty sound game plan. They were able to consistently tackle well and prevent explosive run plays. They were also able to rush with only 4 and still get pressure, meaning that they didn't need to blitz to get pressure. Knowing that they could stop the run, they didn't need to commit as hard to the run. This made the play action off of it less effective as well. This offense relied on explosive plays to keep themselves in a rhythm. By the end of the game, the Steelers were able to expose RG3's main flaw, which was him being an inconsistent passer. With their backs against the wall, the coaches were forced to call plays that had RG3 do a traditional drop-back pass, removing the trickery and misdirection from their game. RG3 had great anticipation, but when you force him to sit back in the pocket and try to go through his progressions, he becomes a below-average QB. This was the main way that I saw teams try to give him a lot of trouble, but almost no teams had the athletes on the field to make this game plan work. When lesser teams try to play this style of defense, Alfred Morris and RG3 would just out-athlete them. Putting together these two special rookie talents gave the District of Columbia a pause from the complete misery that was their lives. A rare successful season from the known good guy Dan Snyder. This season was one to remember. And with 5 future NFL head coaches at coordinator jobs, this team had a lot to build on. I'm sure they were able to build on the success and create a dynasty that would last generations.
Now 2nd and 22. And snap.
Or not. It's sad to think about what this could have been, but Washington fans will at least have this season to look back on as a season that showed them that football could be fun again. This feeling would not be felt again until Taylor Heineke outdueled Tom Brady on the 7-9 Washington football team. Even then, they still lost. But hopefully this new guy, Jaden Daniels, can put it all together and avenge the death of this team. But as they say, it's the hope that kills you.